for, I want to say, at least a week. Every time I sat my cushion and meditated, I had this same experience. And maybe you've had some version of it yourself. I sat down, I got everything set up, I have my spot, my little altar, etc. And I started sitting, and maybe 5 minutes in, roughly, because I'm eyes closed, right? So I don't know exactly, but a good while in, not 30 seconds in, my brain had this thought, like, what are you even doing right now? Like, what's your object of concentration? What practice are you doing? What are you doing right now? And my brain answered itself, oh, geez, I don't really know. I think I'm just kind of sitting here. Right? Because I hadn't set intention because I was out of practice. I had just kind of plopped myself down on the cushion, closed my eyes. And so then I felt all this shame, like, oh, geez, look at me. I'm supposed to be teaching this stuff, and I'm not even good at it, I don't even know what I'm doing. And then I laughed at that, and I reset intention. And maybe I chose the breath or the body, and I started practicing. And then pretty quickly in again, maybe a couple minutes later, I had this thought. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Why are you writing out your Costco shopping list right now? That has nothing to do with your chosen object of concentration. What are you doing? Again, And then all those attendant thoughts, right? Of shame, of self-attack and criticism, of imposter syndrome. Like, oh, okay, so I'm supposed to be a Zen teacher and I can't even concentrate for 2 minutes? Right? That story. And I just watched this cycle again and again and again for about a week. Every time I sat, the entire sit, I'm sitting for 30 minutes in the morning right now. The entire sit was that cycle of me practicing, finding some fault in my practice, some imagined fault, attacking myself for it, and experiencing shame and regret and embarrassment, disappointment in myself, and then seeing, oh, yeah, that's why you haven't been enjoying your sitting. Yeah, how could you enjoy this? And then actually practicing by accepting all of it. And being like, okay, let's try this again. And then returning to my breath, and a few minutes later, there I was again, in some self-abandoning, self-attacking story and distraction. And I gotta tell you, I really don't enjoy that. That sucks. It makes me feel sad, and it exhausts me. And it triggers really old wounds. Childhood trauma. Deep, low self-esteem stuff from my adolescence. Really negative programming from the harsh and emotionally abusive way adults were around me when I was a child. And on and on and on. That kind of practice hurts. And so it's pretty natural that that's not my favorite style, because a lot of the time when I sit in my cushion, because I'm processing a lot of that kind of stuff, depression, anxiety, anger, low self-esteem, it comes up. But I've been doing this a long time. Thousands and thousands and thousands of those push-ups, of those trainings. So now, after about a week of that, I can feel my practice starting to settle again. Not that that cycle isn't present, but that it's just way faster and way gentler. So the story starts to come up like I catch myself, right? Being inevitably distracted. And the story, I start to tell myself that story like, oh, you jerk. Oh, you phony. But it's real quick. Like, it only lasts for like a couple of seconds. And then my practiced brain, my loving awareness, remembering that I define mindfulness as simply paying attention with love, my loving awareness just kicks right back in. And it's like, don't say that. You know, just sit there, breathe, pay attention to your breathing. Don't worry about that stuff. And so today, I just wanted to share that with you. And as you've heard me say before, I like to teach from what I'm experiencing, because I know we're in the same boat. We're experiencing a lot of the same things. There's a lot of repetition in being human. More than we like to admit, I think. And so I just wanted to let you know that I've been doing this for like 25 years and I'm still having that experience. That is as real as the rain. That's part of what this is. But because I consistently return to training that in that very conducive environment, right? The stakes are so low. I'm alone. There's a timer set. The room is quiet. I'm in the perfect conditions. Oh, I'm burning incense that Boz and Bobby sent me. I'm in a little, meditation paradise. And yet still, right? All that feeling, all that confusion, all that negativity. And so because I'm allowing myself to have that experience and to process it and to see through it a little bit, when the stakes are higher and I have the real world conflict with another person over something that I think is important, and that same cycle comes up, and I feel disappointed, and I feel ashamed, and I feel scared, and I feel confused. Right? I've been doing my push-ups. I've been training. And so instead of being worried about it and beating myself up about it for months, I might only do it for minutes. This is our practice. This is the training. This is a training. So I know sometimes it's really easy, especially if we're beginning something, and I like to say that we're beginning something if we've been doing it for less than 10 years. That's been my experience. It takes about 10 years to adopt a new practice and really kind of understand it, really feel it, rather than be thinking about it. It's real easy to look at that experience, that whole sequence that I just described, and to believe it, to think that we're doing it wrong or that we're not as good as the other person. So I just wanted to remind you, that is not the case. You're doing great.